Hello, and welcome back to Whispers from the Dark, and happy Father's Day. This video is dedicated to my dad. There's a man that is beyond description. For those who knew him, they know that he was a kind-hearted man, a hard-working man, and would help anyone. He would give them the shirt off his back and help a complete stranger. His philosophy is to treat people like you'd want to be treated. If someone was in need, help them. Because when your day comes, someone will be there to help you. There's a lot of things he taught me that I can't sum up and put in a video. And thinking about it, how he means to me, or what he means to me, and how much I loved him and he loved me, rips my heart. I miss him so much. So, for all the fathers out there that are also daddies, it takes someone special to be a daddy. Anybody can father a child. But it takes someone special to be a daddy. The voices you're going to be hearing are people that wanted to share what Father's Day means to them. Some of the audio isn't perfect, but hey, this was an experiment. I asked people to record their voice and send it to me. And some I was lucky enough to get in person. And I recorded on my cell phone. So the audio isn't the best, but the message is. That's what you should pay attention to. Also, you will see pictures of fathers that are posing with their families, with their kids, and you will see some that are grandparents with grandfathers with their kids or grandkids, and you will see soldiers that were in on leave saying goodbye to their children. And when you look at these pictures, you also wonder if they ever returned and if the kids remembered their dad if they didn't. But the looks on the dad's faces, you can tell they truly love their kids. We can only hope they returned and followed through with being a daddy and raised their families. To all the current fathers, happy Father's Day. So with Father's Day coming up soon, do you have any thoughts on what it feels like to be a father? And what does Father's Day actually mean to you now, and what did it used to mean to you? Do you have any children now?
I do. I have a 5-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl.
Okay, if you had something to say to your boy when he's your age, and you weren't around to give him the message, what would it be?
Don't give up. Stay confident and continue, because a goal is always meant to have an ending, and you will always reach it.
What kind of message would you give your daughter?
Go to college, help mama out, and watch over your brother. Girls are more intelligent than guys.
I cannot believe you said that.
Yeah, us guys, we don't think things through. We just go, and then we realize, oh, I should have done it this way, you know. Women think before.
Way before.
Way before, yeah.
Miles before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of a father figure did you have in your life when you were growing up?
my mother was my father and my mother at the same time. I lost my father when I was 5 years old.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was pretty
Bless
sad.
your heart.
He had open heart surgery one time, and then the next time it was game over. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Heavy chain smoker. And when I was like 14, I started smoking as well. And when my daughter was born, I quit. So I've been non-smoking for 10 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So your mother was not only a smart lady, but a very strong lady and mother. And I'm sure she's very proud of you. I would be if you were my son.
Very.
But I can see that. And I really do believe that his son and daughter are going to do well because they're going to learn that from their dad.
Right.
Okay, if you were able to give your son and your daughter a message, a warning, and what would a message for the son first, what would the message be? A warning.
Take strong thoughts on what you're going to do ahead of time. Don't change your time for money. Go to college, become a professional, and don't give up.
What about your daughter? What warning about men or life would you want to give her?
Don't take crap from nobody. Number one. Stay consistent. Don't sidetrack. Become a professional so that one day you don't have to depend on no man. That's a big warning.
Is there anything out there that you would like to say to upcoming fathers? Somebody that should be a dad soon or is a new dad? Is there something a message to other fathers about being a daddy?
Being a father is the most wonderful thing in this world. I believe that kids should be with mom while dad goes to work and makes things happen. In a relationship, there's like two engines on a boat. If one engine is pulling harder than the other, the boat's going to go in circles. It ain't going to go straight. So while mama does everything hard at the house, daddy does everything hard on the street or on the road, like I am, a truck driver, to make ends meet. When we get home, everything is taken care of at the house, and I took care of everything else outside of the house. And that's for a father, upcoming father. Enjoy your baby while you can, and but you got to step up to the plate and make ends meet. It's it's a big responsibility. It's forever, basically.
With the upcoming Father's Day video that I'm doing, do you have any thoughts on being a brand new daddy? I understand that within the last week you are now a dad. So can you tell me your thoughts on that?
I will say it is definitely a very different feeling than what I was feeling last week. I feel like it is my job and duty to now be the protector of my child, and the only thing that matters is, you wake up in the morning and you got to think to yourself that it's not just you that you are providing for. Now you have a little one that you have to serve and protect for the rest of, pretty much for the rest of your life, or for 18 years. And any father, it is their civic duty to make sure they have a roof over their head, clothes on their back, and food in their belly. And waking up every morning knowing that is your duty to do for your child, it's definitely a motivation. It definitely makes me a little more responsible that I have now.
Do you remember whenever I told you last week that when you look in the baby's eyes, you're going to feel something. You're going to feel like your whole world has changed and upside down, and in a good way. Do you remember the feeling that you felt when you first looked into the baby's eyes?
Yes, but the first look, when I saw her face and she looked right at me, it was a feeling I couldn't describe. It was more like, it was the most spiritual feeling I've ever felt. Like,
did it reach in and grab your soul and your heart?
It did. It touched my heart.
At your age now, if you weren't around for your daughter when she's your age now, what message would you want to give her?
No matter what cost, always keep your friends and family close to your heart. And, always be respectful to others. Treat others how you want to be treated. I mean, just circle of life.
Any other ideas for the upcoming new fathers out there?
For the new fathers, get ready. It's definitely going to be challenging, but out of all the great risks that you will probably have to take in life will come with great reward.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to share a quick memory of my dad. He's 68 years old and lives in Virginia. They just moved out there about a year ago now. My dad has always been the hardest worker I have ever known. He took on 2 or 3 jobs to provide a middle-class life for my brother and I in the 1990s. We never wanted for anything, and he even pulled extra duty as the main cook for the home. His meals, beef stroganoff, stir-fry, and special bread pudding, have always been hard to beat or even duplicate. My dad is my hero because he never gave up. No matter what was going on in our personal lives, what problems we might have faced, he always took care of us. And he always made the time to listen to me about the things I was facing. I try to emulate his work ethic for my family, although I didn't get the cooking skills. I will always have a special place in my heart for my dad. He taught me my faith, how I should be treated by a man, and how to love with my whole heart. Thank you, Dad, and I love you.
With the upcoming Father's Day, what does Father's Day mean to you?
Father's Day means, for me personally, means a lot because I have my father. He's still alive. My parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, so it was meaningful. It is now, and it always will be, because the memories that I have with my dad when my parents were together, they mean a lot. I mean, the fact that I can call my father and tell him Happy Father's Day, even though we weren't the closest, but he's still my father, and I love him. That's what my mom taught me. Even though he wasn't there, I love him, I respect him. He means a lot to me.
Is there anything in particular that he taught you when you were growing up that still resonates with you today and has made you a better man?
Yes. Well, the first thing is my dad. He's a very, very hard-working man. So he taught me, if you want something in life, anything, you have to work. You have to work for it, and not just work, but you have to work hard. And even though back then life wasn't easy, in my country, even though I'm 38 years old, and I will teach that to my kids.
Oh, so you mentioned in your country. You're from another country. In your country, do you celebrate, or do they celebrate Father's Day any different than we do in America?
It's it's a little different. The reason why is because in my country, in Mexico, we celebrate them, but Here in the States, it's a little different in the way of, how do I say this? Because over there, we don't actually tell my dad, or we didn't used to tell my dad, Happy Father's Day, because we weren't pretty close like we are now. But in the way difference between one country and another one, it's kind of the basic. It's kind of the same thing. I think it's more meaningful Father's Day here in America than it is in my country.
When you become a father, what is your goal to be able to teach your child?
Well, first and foremost, respect elderly, the way my dad taught me to work, to respect their mother. That's the first thing. Well, one of the things. Respect the mother, respect family, and always had family first.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, your thoughts. I appreciate it. And this last message comes from a young man who has an inner light that just shines through. He is amazing. He lightens up the room every time he enters it. And his dad would be so proud of him.
What does Father's Day mean to me? That's an interesting question for me because I'm one of the many people, not only in this country, but in this world, to grow up without a father. For me, when I was younger, I was able to see light in such darkness. It wasn't always positive, but what I can say is that the more I became optimistic about the things I was able to learn on my own, the better I felt. Which is another reason that I really believe that Father's Day should be celebrated a bit more, taken a bit more seriously. The fathers who are in their children's lives, those are special people. We could argue that they shouldn't get a pat on their back for doing what they're supposed to do, but at the end of the day, I believe that it is something very special. In my personal experience, in the town that I grew up for the first half of my life, I was only surrounded around people who either did not have their father in their lives or who I found out later were fathers and they weren't in their children's lives, I made a big move in my life. It wouldn't be big on a lot of people's spectrum, but I made a big move, and the city I ended up in, I began to make friends, and to see these friends with fathers, very active fathers, that was something that was actually surprising, but also special to see, witness, and be around. All of these experiences have only made me want to be a better father someday. I believe that a lot of people might take the things that I've been through personally and use it as an excuse to not become a father. But with my personal views and with legacy being the only thing that I care about, I believe it's very important for me to be a great father. I was able to learn from the absence of my father, but I was also able to learn from the presence of some of my friends later in my life. I was able to learn from the presence of their fathers, I just think that Father's Day is something truly special, and I really hope that as time goes on, we can continue to take it seriously and really let these fathers know that what they're doing is very appreciated. We need more fathers. We have a very, very, very sensitive world right now, and I believe a big part of that is because of the lack of leadership. But if you're listening to this right now and you're a father, just just want to say Happy Father's Day. Enjoy it. Spend some time with your family. Take off of work. Enjoy it. Have a good one. Peace.